Well, now, I'm at it again. Sitting here in the middle of the night. I don't even know what time it is. It's almost 10 minutes of 1 a.m. Central Time. I'm reading in the book of Samuel. 1 Samuel. And I read a whole bunch of stuff leading up to where I'm going to start right now. So you have to keep this in mind. I'm entering right into the middle of the story. Now we're up in Samuel. This is a whole bunch of books before this one. All leading up to where we're at right now. And I'm sitting here looking right at me, talking to myself. I make comments that are mine only, okay? I'm not accusing anybody of nothing. Because all those who are guilty of it accuse themselves. God says, you will know them by their fruits. That's what's happening in America today. Keep in mind that California is becoming the leader of evil in America, if it isn't the leader already. All right? Chapter 16 in 1 Samuel is where Samuel is going to anoint David king. And at this time, Saul is king. Saul is the one that God anointed for the nation of Israel when the nation of Israel decided not to follow all of God's commandments, statutes, and laws. They wanted to be like the other nations, having a king. All right? And they turned their back on God. And if you read in here about Eli, the priest, and his two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, it could explain a lot about that. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just talking to you. Keep in mind California, all right? Well, this is what's going on in California. Let's see, Isaiah. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 5. Now, I've already looked this stuff up and read it, And I read it a long time ago, and I read it recently. Isaiah 5 and verse 20. Listen to this. God says something very profound here. Woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil. They got it backwards. That's what's happening out there in California. They say all this illegal immigrant and the murderers and all of this stuff. Yeah, that's good. We got to protect these people. They got it backwards. And God reveals all this stuff. All of us who read this book can pick that stuff right out immediately because it's revealed to you by God. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness. You see the opposite? That put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And there's a lot more stuff that goes on with it. You ought to read it yourself if you got a Bible. That's in Isaiah 5. And right there was beginning with verse 20. This is what's going on in America today. How about Planned Parenthood, right? The Supreme Court back in the 70s says, yeah, you can kill your babies while they're still in the womb. Is that right? No. That's bringing condemnation on our country. Here we are, chapter 16 of 1 Samuel. And the Lord said unto Samuel, how long wilt thou mourn for Saul? In other words, Saul really screwed up. Seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel. There's a question mark after that. Fill thine horn with oil and go. I will send thee to Jesse the Bethlehemite, for I have provided me a king among his sons, among the sons of Jesse. Saul is on the way up because he screwed up. Now, after David got to be king, he screwed up too. But that's another story. Oh, there's so much to read here. It's absolutely amazing. And Samuel said, how can I go? If Saul hear it, he will kill me. And the Lord said, imagine this stuff? The Lord is talking to this guy. Take an heifer with thee and say, I am come to sacrifice to the Lord. Some kind of a ruse, huh? Instigated by God. But he does it for good. And call Jesse to the sacrifice, and I will show thee what thou shalt do, and thou shalt anoint unto me him whom I name unto thee. I will pick the boy out that's going to be king. This is God saying that. And Samuel did that which the Lord spake, and came to Bethlehem. And the elders of the town trembled at his coming, and said, comest thou peaceably? Now, this is Samuel here. He's a big prophet of God, and he does amazing things, all right? These people, who are Israelites, are afraid of him. Now, why are they afraid of a minister of God? Because they have rejected God, do not obey his commandments, statutes, or laws. They do their own thing. Just like them clowns over there in Europe and Asia, Middle East, Muslims, communists, Hindus, Catholics. Italy is a total joke because that's where the Pope lives. He is the leader of the Catholics, empowered by Satan. All right? Now, that's my accusation. And it's my opinion only. Nobody out here tells me that. And I can't prove that by anything man-made. But when you read this book and discover where them people came from and what they do, God proves it to be true. Not my words. I read what God wrote. You understand that? And I'm still reading it. Today I'm a little huffy because I'm so dissatisfied with what's happening here in America. They're destroying this country. Hopefully, God will use Donald J. Trump, the new president, like he used David. God chooses David to be the leader. I'm hoping that God is at least at the very minor accusations by man, that God is helping Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, to make the right decisions. And when the decisions are made, that God backs them up. That's my hope. I don't pray like that. That's not my prayer. God don't want me praying for nobody. I don't think that's too cool. I mean, he does say in here, pray for your leaders and all that stuff. But my prayer for an evil leader is not asking something good for him. My prayer for him is the opposite of that. Hey, take that clown out of there. That's my prayer. So I'm not going to tell you what I pray for when I pray for my leaders who are evil. I don't pray any good stuff for them. All right. He entered into where Jesse was, in Bethlehem. Supposed to be followers of God, huh? Nope. And he said, peaceably, I come peaceably. I am come to sacrifice unto the Lord. Sanctify yourselves, in other words, separate, and come with me to the sacrifice. And he sanctified Jesse and his sons, and called them to the sacrifice. And it came to pass, when they were come, that he looked on Eliab, and said, surely the Lord's anointed is before him. This is one of the sons of Jesse, I reckon. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature. In other words, what the man looks like, because I have refused him. This probably was the eldest son. Now I could read in here, it lists all the sons of Jesse. It lists them in order too, but I'm not going to look that stuff up. God says, just because he looks like a macho dude, don't think I'm choosing him. All right? For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, not like you're looking at him, or what you think of. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart, inside. That's where the truth is. Then Jesse called Abinadab and made him pass before Samuel. Jesse knew why Samuel was there. I reckon he told him. And he said, neither hath the Lord chosen this. Then Jesse made Shammah to pass by, and he said, neither hath the Lord chosen this. Got some far-out names here for his kids, huh? Almost like Barack Hussein Obama, chief evil one of America. You know him by his fruits. That's God's word. You can pick him right out. A black communist Muslim. And his goal is the demise of the United States. Do not be fooled by this evil individual from Africa, by the way. Again, Jesse made 7 of his sons to pass before Samuel. Guy had a lot of kids. Didn't mention anything about daughters here, did he? And Samuel said unto Jesse, the Lord hath not chosen these. And Samuel said unto Jesse, are here all thy children? Question mark. And he said, there remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep. David was a shepherd. He's the one that overpowered lions and bears when they stole the little sheep. And he did it with a bolo. You know what a bolo is, man? Slinging the rocks. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Send and fetch him, for we will not sit down till he come hither. Now I wrote a little mark in the margin here. How far away was he? That's what I thought when I was reading this at that time. And I even put a date down here. Let me see what that says. 3/12 in 96. Let's see, we're in the third month now. I wonder what the date is. Today's the 14th. Almost to a year. I mean, a mark of a year. 96 to 06 is 10, 16 is 20, 17, 18, yeah, almost like 22 years to the day that I was monkeying around with this stuff and making our notes in the margin. Now I'm sitting here in the year 2018, March 14th, and God figures that he taught me enough that I'm able to share what I learned to other people. And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy and withal of a beautiful countenance, and goodly to look to. And the Lord said, Arise, anoint him, for this is he. This is happening at a meal, a sacrifice meal. They kill the lamb, they do all this stuff, and then they eat the food. They didn't eat yet. He was supposed to anoint David as king. Now, he's not going to be king right away. This is in the immediate future when Saul's all finished. My point is this. All these people in Bethlehem know this. And word is going to get to Saul that David is going to take your spot. And Saul tries to kill him. Can you imagine how the people must feel in front of Samuel? This is a servant of God, taking commandments and instructions right now in front of those people from God. They can't see God, but they can feel his presence. It's evident by how Samuel behaves and what he does. And if you read the other stuff about Samuel, you'll find out what kind of a real tough character this dude is. I'm getting close to the end of this segment here. So I'm going to push this button and I'm going to come right back.